Of concern to residents in Southwest in recent times is the increasing spate of insecurity, especially kidnapping. It is worthy of note that various security architecture are being improved upon to meet up with the dynamics, but it seems a lot of ground still needs to be covered. Tackling the ugly trend of securing lives and property, especially along the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, is our focus today on Panorama, reaching you live from Ibadan Network Center. I am Kemi Oshi. Thanks for joining us. The federal government's commitment towards addressing housing deficit in the country through the provision of affordable housing for its teeming citizens is gradually coming to fruition in Niger State. This is evident when the officials of the federal government-owned Family Homes and Fund Limited were in Minna, the state capital, to inspect the 300 housing units adjudged to be in its completion stage. Salamatu Umar reports.
Structural development of 500,000 unit homes across Nigeria. The 300 Niger State Estate Housing Unit is one of the initiatives the Family Homes is facilitating, which prompted officials of the agency, as part of its mandate, to embark on inspection visit to the project site to assess level of compliance and completion of the project, where about 2 billion naira has been expended. The development is in collaboration with Niger State Housing Corporation.
It's our responsibility to make sure whatever submission you make, we jointly agree we are financing you to provide decent and affordable accommodation to Nigerians. We are satisfied with the progress and the quality of the job being done.
Owning a house is not something that you just wake up one day and you own it. All over the world, it's been planned over the years. Therefore, we are giving everybody that is owning a house here a period of 20 years to pay back.
The project is expected to be completed by the end of this year. In Minna, Salamatu Umar, NTA News.
Government is deploying more solar mini grids to rural communities across the country to close the energy gap and boost rural economy. Joshua Ojito reports that communities in Benue State are the latest beneficiaries of the power intervention.
Renewable energy solution touching lives in rural communities of Oshongo local government area of Benue State.
24 hours we have the right around us. We are promoted because there's many different that we saw now. When there is flood, people are coming around to settle here with us.
Implemented under the Renewable Energy Micro Utility Program, which the Federal Ministry of Power is executing, the intervention is to close energy gap in the country. Chairman, Senate Committee on Power, Gabriel Suswam, inaugurates the infrastructure on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari.
And these projects are supposed to be situated in areas that the network, the power network, might take time to reach them. Are areas that we're targeting them with these solar mini grids.
The project scope also includes more than 40-kilometer township distribution network and source and service connections, as well as installation of 160 smart meters and local network vendor systems. Every connected customer is expected to purchase his or her power through a prepaid meter system.
Expected to supply clean and affordable power to households, small-scale businesses, and local facilities. Benefiting communities are to take ownership of the projects against vandals. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Administration's mandate to provide infrastructure that targets economic growth. Governor Seyi Makinde has flagged off the construction of Oyo State gas infrastructure development and distribution project in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Correspondent Ayomiku Ajibola has the reports.
The Oyo State Gas Infrastructure Development and Distribution Project is a collaborative opportunity to build a new gas distribution infrastructure network in the state and to deliver gas to industrial, manufacturing, and commercial companies, and to also provide stable power generation for industrial, residential use, among others, within the state. Governor Seyi Makinde, while performing the groundbreaking ceremony of the gas infrastructure development and distribution project, said project embarked upon by the administration deliberately cut across all zones of the state, while having direct impact on all stratas of the society.
We have already developed a gas master plan for the entire state that will see gas available in all zones. However, for this particular one, we should have a first gas within 15 months via the pressure regulating and metering station that will be located at this site.
Once started in Ibadan, the master plan details infrastructure expansion and gas availability to all geopolitical zones of Oyo State based on an energy demand structure.
The distribution and availability of gas, which is cheaper, cleaner, and more environmental friendly source of energy, according to them, with agenda, a game change for the industrialization of Oyo State and boost its economy tremendously. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, has charged graduates of Naval Warfare Course 6, Naval War College, Nigeria, to situate themselves in the complexities of the global contemporary security environment, which is increasingly becoming volatile and uncertain. Represented by the Chief of Policy and Plan, Rear Admiral Saidu Garba, the naval chief emphasized that the training outcome must be evident in their capacity to combat existing and emerging threats. Achibong Basi reports.
First time since its inception in 2017, the Naval War College Nigeria received and trained its first foreign participants from the Cameroonian Navy during this course. The 22 participants of the Naval Warfare Course 6, made up of 17 Nigerian Navy officers of the commander rank, 2 wing commanders of the Nigerian Air Force, 2 lieutenant colonels of the Nigerian Army, and 1 commander from the Cameroonian Navy, are awarded the prestigious fellowship Naval War College Nigeria.
I'm delighted to note that the Nigerian Navy is actively involved in the nation's disaster management efforts.
Among other exercises carried out by the graduates during the 8-month program is a paper titled Nigerian Navy Policing Operations and Maritime Security, the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act 2019 in Perspective, presented to the Chief of Naval Staff.
The graduates were able to bring the core competencies of the maritime force to bear during the joint exercise.
With the successful completion of the Naval Warfare Course 6, the graduates are expected to exhibit their capability of undertaking higher operational level command responsibilities and making meaningful contributions towards addressing the nation's security challenges. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Ogun State government says the security synergy between Ogun and Oyo State is yielding positive results in controlling the recent incidents of kidnapping, banditry, and other nefarious activities along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Aside this, Ogun State Police Command has also concluded arrangements to deploy more patrol vans to the highway for effective surveillance. Lekon Agbode reports.
The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is no doubt one of the busiest highways not only in Nigeria but the West African sub-region, Its stretch traverses 3,000 western states of Nigeria, including Ogun corridor that occupies 75% of the stretch. In recent times, traveling along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has become a nightmare to both motorists and commuters who often have their hearts in their mouths while traveling on the highway due to apprehension of kidnapping and other criminal activities. The lawless prowling of hoodlums continues to make the highway dreadful for travelers, especially during the festive period. However, the security initiative between Ogun and Oyo states is yielding positive results in controlling the situation.
The road will be very busy for travelers, for those that will be going for holidays. So we want to ensure that the road is safe for them, and to assure the general public also that they have nothing to fear.
The command is doing everything possible to make sure that those people are flushed out as soon as possible. We've mapped out strategies. We have in place a very robust security arrangement along that road.
Ogun State government also expressed its readiness to strengthen the security architecture in the state and on the highway for safety of life and property. Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Oyo State Police, along her Ogun State counterparts, have structured the security architecture of the Lagos-Ibadan highway to end incessant cases of abduction and restore confidence of road users and commuters, especially as the country navigates towards the end of the year and the electioneering period. Grace Ayonleke gives us a situation report of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in the face of recent security challenges.
Along the express road from Ibadan to Lagos, kidnapping, there are plenty. If these people see the security on the road, they can't have chance to do the bad thing on the road.
I think it's quite alarming and it's scaring. So everybody should put their faith in God and try not to think too much about the kidnapping.
I think the Oyo State government is trying, because I could see that there a lot of security guys along that Onigari axis.
Gripped with fear occasioned by the recurrent criminal activities along the Onigari-Shagamu-Lagos axis, the Nigerian police says it has beefed up security presence and engaged in intelligence-backed surveillance around the area. On a security assessment tour of the routes, Deputy Inspector General of Police Southwest Nigeria, Babatunde Kokumon, called on the public to assist the security agencies with germane information for rapid response.
We will not relent on our part to ensure that we involve strategies with the capacity to remove them completely from circulation. Where we do not have enough of visibility policing, we'll correct for all that.
Consequent upon the deployment of tactical security apparatus along the Lagos-Ibadan corridor, travelers and residents are advised to go about their normal business without fear of molestation or harassment. From Onigari, the boundary between Oyo State and Ogun State, Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
Thank you, Grace. And joining me in the studio is the Chief Superintendent of Corps, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Oyo State Command, Oluwole Olusegun. Welcome to Panorama.
Thank you very much.
From the reports we've heard, and of course from recent happenings, it is noticeable that the insecurity challenges along the Lagos-Ibadan corridor seems to be on the increase. How did we get here?
Well, because of absence of visibility security around that corridor, because we underestimate the activities of some of these criminal elements around that side. But now, when we recorded 2 incidents of kidnapping around that axis, all the security agencies in the state have already geared up their operation. Like last week, my Commandant General, Dr. Abubakar Odi OFR, MNI, invited our commandant to the National Headquarters in Abuja to have a briefing with him concerning what is happening along that axis, Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. And when he returned from that meeting with the Commandant General, my State Commandant, Commandant Adarale Michael, with other service commanders in Oyo State, held a meeting with the General Officer Commanding 2D, Nigerian Army, on all of them strategized on how to increase the security architecture around that area. Yes.
Okay, but what do you think is responsible for the spate in recent times?
Because of lack of information from the general public on what is happening in their neighborhood. You know, most of these people that are operating along that axis, they are not ghosts and they are not strangers that come from heaven. They are maybe people living around that neighborhood. So, and some of these villages are across that side, they did not really inform the security who are living in their area. And the forest where some of them are hunting, they're supposed to know some of these people operating in that axis. That is lack of information from the general public.
Okay, but before now, does that mean that there had been better information sharing between the people and the agencies of security?
Yes, I can say we all of us, because like in Oyo State, for example, my commandant detailed some of the division officers in the boundary area, like Oluyole, who is boundary the Ogun State from the Onigari and maybe along Ijebu axis, and from Onara, covering Ijebu to Oyo State. He has already sent all the division officers and that area to make sure that they have close relationship with the communities, all the vigilantes, the village heads in those areas, to ensure that they are giving them information, and they have been doing that. That's why we did not record such incidents along some of this area. But in the area where they have not been, they have been operating, especially the Ogun State axis, the joint meeting with the commandant of Lagos State and other service commandants on that state have really helped us.
Okay, finally, would you say there is enough synergy between the security agencies within these states?
Yes, but now we have good rapport with other security agencies in the south, that area, and that we are assuring the general public, because now we have deployed more people, and we are assuring them that there won't be any problem along that axis.
Thank you very much. I have been speaking with the Superintendent of Corps, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Oyo State Command, Oluwole Olusegun, on the situation of security along the Lagos-Ibadan corridor. We'll now pause for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. Government must increase investment and partnership in the provision of modern communication infrastructure to enhance sustainable growth of digital environments in the country. This is the fallout of the 2022 National Conference of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Abuja. Adebola Brookslin reports.
Efforts of the federal government as an enabler in championing safe and secure digital Nigeria, President of the Society, Tasiu Gidari Wudil, said the conference observed, among others, the positive role of media and communication in national cohesion and security, which, if not properly managed, can bring an opposite results.
Proactive measures at all levels of government and other stakeholders, supported by effective enforcement of best practices, including communication and digital technologies for flood control. Government at all levels needs to, as a matter of urgency, ensure the provision of critical enablers, including energy, security, skilled labor, to encourage more partnership with the private sector in upgrading infrastructure and efficient service delivery. Internal security matters need to be on the concurrent list to have inclusive participation and synergy in curbing crimes at all levels.
The 5-day National Engineering Conference was the 55th in the series. Adebola Brookslyn, NTA News.
Over 1.6 million pupils across schools in Oyo State are to be captured in the national deworming exercise under the Homegrown School Feeding Program, flagged off in Oyo State. Correspondent Oyinka Omole reports that the exercise was an initiative of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development.
Same multi-sectoral approach and partnership with non-governmental organizations, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs aimed at deworming school children within the age of 5 and 14 who are beneficiaries of the Homegrown School Feeding Program of the federal government.
The National Homegrown School Feeding Program seeks to provide at least 30% of the child's daily nutrient requirement, which can be achieved through this local and nutritional milk, in conjunction with periodic deworming, which can boost the immunity of the children, assist their bodies to fight off infections.
Findings reveal that 32 out of 33 local government areas in Oyo State are affected with neglected tropical diseases, and 13 local government areas are worst hit.
Action is pleased to support Oyo State children and education by scaling up our deworming program. This will be the 8th round of deworming activities in Oyo State. Last round, Oyo State dewormed close to 2 million children.
The deworming exercise has been in place since 2018.
To enhance objectives of the Homegrown School Feeding Program, school deworming exercise has been included in the academic calendar in Oyo State every November 17th. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Up next is Sport Updates with Larry Belay.
The curtain raiser for the first FIFA World Cup on Arab soil is set with the glamour, thrills and suspense that characterize the world's most watched football event. Millions of viewers in the country will have access to the FIFA World experience live on the NTA network, Sports 24 and its terrestrial stations as the opening ceremony starts 2 p.m, after which hosts Qatar take on Ecuador.
It's a masterstroke, bringing Nigerians closer to the game they love most.
That is quite commendable. The Eagles not being there is painful, but this is a consolation.
Still on World Cup, France national team was dealt a big blow Saturday as their ace striker and Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema is out of the World Cup due to a thigh injury he suffered while training. Scan results showed that the injury will require 3 weeks recovery period, adding to the list of France's injured players, which include Paul Pogba, Christophe Nkunku, and N'Golo Kante. After being named the best young players in European football, the Nigerian international Victor Osimhen's value has skyrocketed in the transfer window. 23-year-old Napoli forward has reached a career high of 70 million euros and may have started attracting clubs wanting him away from Napoli. Back home, with enthusiasm, members of the FCT Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, led by its chairman and other officials, commenced its week-long annual sports event with aerobics at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium before a walk across package A and B and back to the starting point.
Members are happy that we've been able to burn some calories, we've been able to exercise, we're able to burn some fats in our body, and we're happy for it.
Football event begins Monday with defending champions NTA taking on AIT. With sport updates, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
That's it on Panorama from Ibadan Network Center. Remember to connect with the NTA. Be a star. Stand against rape and rapists.